Welcome to the Man Fire Podcast, where we help men bring more fire to their lives. This is episode number 8, New Year's Vigil, Public and Private Spaces. I'm standing in the Man Fire event space for the first time today. My agent told me this property set a couple of records for him, including the lowest sale price and probably the fastest close, 10 days, in his more than 10 years as a full-time realtor. Yesterday, we finished the deal. This afternoon, I met with a contractor about tearing down walls, and, if the price is right, tomorrow morning I will see the shape of my new endeavor for the first time. If someone had told me 45 days ago that when I installed a voice recorder on my phone and recounted impromptu the story of my solfège classes in France, that it would lead me to owning my own stage by the first week of the year, I would have scoffed at them, because I thought the public performer inside me had long since vanished. But before I pull back this public curtain, I must first say goodbye to an old friend. On New Year's Eve, my neighbors were having a small gathering, and during the final day of the year, I had been putting my house and affairs in order so I could start the first of this new year on a fresh slate. Among the piles of unsorted papers, empty Christmas present boxes, half-packed attic bins, and all too many half-started projects was a large orange candle, all but burned out. Earlier that week, one of the 3 wicks had dislodged itself, signaling to me its time had come to leave my dresser. It had lived there for nearly 9 years, and here I was, in my pursuit of feng shui, about to toss it in the garbage. After putting on my scarf and snatching the bottle of champagne from my fridge with a twinkle in my eye, I was just walking out the door when inspiration struck me. Why not let it burn one more time? I thought to myself. It is a night to celebrate, after all. So I returned to my office, found my old friend, put him not in his usual spot, but right in the center of the dresser, and lit the 2 surviving wicks one last time before closing the door. I may seem overly sentimental at the moment, so let me take you back 15 years and connect the significance of today with the practice that led to it. When I was 28, one of my uncles entered my life in a new way. He opened the world of the subconscious, intuition, and higher power to me. Had he not made these overtures, I'm not sure I would ever have experienced them. In that first year of spiritual practice, I learned that it is often good to make a vow of devotion to your higher power. So I made a vow to strength and beauty. A few years later, meditation made its way into my life as a magic cure for acute Asian insomnia. I brought this practice with me back to the U.S. and began burning a large orange candle with 3 wicks when it was time to sit and clear my mind. 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time, that candle and I quietly burned together year after year, until slowly man fire emerged from my depths as the product of my primal masculine effectiveness. This energy was smoldering inside me as I crossed the street on New Year's Eve and greeted everyone in the room with the heart of a winner. One of those people was a young man in his early 20s, curious to hear why I had bought this event space and what message I planned to deliver in it. I walked him through the 3 steps to permanent confidence I had been hashing out, and my heart was on fire when I saw his eyes open wide and a gentle smile emerged as the routine worked its magic. I've done it, I thought to myself. I've brought man fire to the public sphere. The candle was still burning when I tucked myself into bed after midnight, and, to my amazement, It was still warming the room with its light the following morning. My friend, who had soothed and quieted my mind for years, had stood vigil for me all night, burning his last as I slept. That, however, was his last day of life, because my private work had come to its end, and that flame had to extinguish itself before a new public one could be lit. As I say goodbye to this old and deeply valued friend, let me restate my vow publicly for all to hear. I burn for strength and beauty. If you like this message, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Man-Fire Movement on YouTube. You can also listen to the Man-Fire podcast in your favorite podcast player. And finally, visit manfiremovement.com for live events and workshops.